Morning. You're all okay? Oh, I just got out of bed. Well, half an hour ago. I Alexa, turn down. Bloody radio just come on by itself. I don't like them Alexas. Yeah, I just got up. Well, when I say Alexas, I mean radio. Do you call them radios nowadays? I don't know. Yeah, it's what is it? 4:34. Morning. Yeah, I'll show you. I like to prove it, you see. This is what us old fogies do, you know. We get up early. Yeah, we get up early and then we want to sleep all day. Oh, God, let's have a sit down. Well, let me have a cup of tea. Let me have a bit. Oh, that's lovely, that is. Oh, I like a cup of tea. Do you like a cup of tea in the morning? A lot of people like coffee, don't they? Yeah, I've got a busy day ahead of me. Oh, Ollie's moving my arm about. What are you doing, Ollie? Do you know he's actually glad to be home? I could tell that last night. He's laying in his bed on his back, rolling over. You know where you... I want you to rub my tummy, Dad. You could see he was happy. He must be wondering what's happening, mustn't he? Me driving about all over the place. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a busy day today. Oh, I had a twitch then. Yeah, first thing, I've got to get the mattress out. Sort of like a double mattress. Here, let's see if I can secure this a bit more. I'm twitching a little bit here. Where's that thing gone? Let's try this one here. Sorry about this. Work in process, you know. Right, yeah. And if I hold it there, I might not be twitching. My dog jumps. I've got my elbow on my dog. And every time he moves, it moves the camera. Yeah, I will move out of the way a little bit. Yeah, go on, get out of it. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to take the mattress out. So there's a bit of a lift. I could do an hand with that. And put that in here out of the way. And that's out of the way. And I've got to take the bed frame up. So then I can walk about in the motor. And I've got to do both of my side windows. One of them I'm going to block completely. No, I might not. I might just block them to the window so I can get the opener. But bloody breeze. I would never have put them side windows in if I'd have known it was going to be so breezy. I mean, to be honest, I haven't insulated properly, really. Not around the windows. But I'm going to see what wood I got and make it look nice. And the shelves on both sides. You know, just a little ledge shelf. Put a bit of storage. I might try and higher the bed frame. So say 6 inches. So I've got a little bit more room underneath my bed for gear. Yeah, get rid of the old diesel heater. Well, the new one. I've got one new one in the box. I got the stove coming today. I've got to do that leak on the drive shaft. So I got to pull the motor back, jack it up. Well, take the wheel off, jack it up. That's going to be the worst thing, trying to undo the nuts. That always is. You put them on not so bad and they seem to tighten up. Yeah, do that. Oh, that'd be good. Have a look at my fan belt. I've ordered that last night, the pulley. That should come today. I've got a new internet box because really hotspotting it is a little bit of a nuisance, whereas you can get up and just say put the radio on and that's it. But when you start downloading stuff, the videos and stuff, everything freezes, you know. Bloody nuisance that is. It was last year up in the peaks. And then I went and got the E for Taffy had the E. So I've got that now. I had a Tesco mobile. What do they call them? SIM cards, isn't it? SIM cards. That's got to be sorted. Although that's quite easy. I've already blown 2 up. If you cross them wires, that just goes instantly. There's a click and you've blown it up. Yeah, so it's not going to happen again. I'm sure of it. Oh, update about Ian. It's quite unbelievable, really. These 2 friends of his are very concerned. His wallet was left in there, and his hat, he's always wears that hat. And the scooter was gone. He did take the scooter, but he went missing. They rung the hospital. He wasn't at the hospital. So they actually went down to the police station. So about it, because no one could find him. The police station, you never believe this, found out he was in the hospital. Isn't that bleeding terrible? What happened was he had to go down there for his chemo. And apparently he was a little bit disorientated. Because apparently he's got a little bit of lost that Alzheimer's or something. Only a little bit, but it throws him off a little bit with his cancer medication. Because he you know, bless his heart. Anyway, he was so disorientated they kept him in. But they forgot to tell anyone. So the old gentleman was in there with no slippers, no nothing, just what was provided. And no one, and he's got friends. He's got very good friends. A man like that would have, wouldn't he? Anyway, the friends come back and were talking to Clem, telling him the update. You never believe it. Next minute, I mean within 5 minutes of me and Clem putting the phone, he only comes by on his scooter. He got out of hospital, he escaped. And he's borrowed a hat from the looks of it. One of them baseball caps. Anyway, he's home now. I hope he's okay. I won't disturb him, but trouble is, you see, if you knock on the door and his door's knocked, you can't. It takes him too long to get to the door. Anyway, that's my friend Ian. I hope he. Wow. But I think that's disgusting. That's not doing your job right, isn't it? I'll tell you, it's someone else who ain't done their bloody job right. Yeah, I'm ranting now. Oh, I'm fuming over it. We've had a lot of trouble with that bad neighbour of ours, calling people CUNTs, and he nearly killed Clem. He attacked Clem. Clem was already on his knees in his garden, but he went for Clem, and I saw what was happening, and I jumped in between. Oh, yeah. All to do with seagulls or something. He reckons he rung up his council about the seagulls because he keeps feeding the seagulls. And always a domino. Anyway, I was in the back of my little step wagon, so I quickly got out and run over as fast as I could, and got in between, and told him to F off, basically. Said, if you're going to fight anyone, you fight me, you bastard. And not that I could have done a lot, but I would have helped the old boy. I mean, Clem's 85 and keeps reminding me and all. But he got up and he went go up his path pretty nippy, if you know what I mean. And I shouted out to him, ring the police. That's what I thought he was doing. Anyway, me and matey had a slanging match. Told me I was going to break my legs and do this and do that. Anyway, Clem didn't ring the police. He was looking for that stuff you put out because he's got angina. And he was looking for that stuff you put under your tongue. Because he's never used it before. Because he's one of them sort of people. Anyway, he could have killed him. The bloke could have killed him. John next door, another John, the one he threw the hat in, threw his hat into his garden, so he could get in the garden. He said he could have killed him. Could have killed Clem. Anyway, since then, Clem's had some stamps put in. And he's a new man, I'm telling you. He's a new man. He likes to have a bet on the horse, I tell you. He's fit enough to bleed and ride 'em. Anyway, this chap, this Colin, his name's Colin. Let's shame the bastard. Sorry to swear, but there's no other words to explain what this bloke's like, except swear words. We've got a new warden. Well, we haven't, because I fell out with mine over him. She even had film of him calling me a C. And she said, well, it might not have been directed at me. But you never heard nothing like it, have you? This is the wardens. Anyway, this other new warden, she's a young warden. She just took over, and she went to go and see him, and he told her to F off. Yeah, told her to F off. And she went crying to one of the new neighbours down the bottom there. I can't remember his name, Alan or something. So we got round. But Clem was talking to this new warden because she's Clem's new warden now. She's coming round to see Clem. And he mentioned it. Did he swear? She went, yeah. And he said, did you report it? And she didn't even report. I didn't think it was worth it. He's had an ASBO. I got told off and all for calling him names. But, you know. But when they give him this ASBO, I heard all this shouting. And this Rebecca woman, who's in charge of the council nuisance neighbours, handed him this ASBO, right, with a policeman there. And he was effing and blinding. And I heard her going, calm down, Colin, calm down. Now, the idea of this ASBO, he mustn't swear at anyone. That's another one. Shame on you, Rebecca. Shame on you. She's a two-faced bitch, she is. Anyway, no wonder no one likes the wardens round here. They're supposed to be here to help you. They talk down to you when you're old, as if you're a little child. The lady next door, she must have rung him up 5 times, reporting him about things. He's looking in her window. Anyway, enough of him. We ain't going to be able to. If I was to ring the council up, they wouldn't believe me. With the council, these wardens, you've got right, you've got wrong, and you've got what they think. Don't matter about the right and wrong, it's what they think. Yeah. As you will find out if any of you moved into warden control. Because they're so nice to you. How are you this morning? Oh, can I come in? I've just come in to check your alarms. They're two-faced, I'm telling you. I wouldn't be. I'd try and help out. Anyway, busy day with the van. Sorry to go on about my neighbour. But I know damn well I'm going to be getting my mattress in about 7 because I don't want to disturb. Well, not I would anyway. But I know he's going to be at his window, effing and blinding at me, calling me a C. I can hear him. You can hear him shouting. And if he's got his window on the crack, it just enrages me. He's a bad man. Colin, please be nice. Depressing. It's awful to have a bad neighbour. I said he was 1 in a million, but he's not. He's 1 in 70 million. He's a The worst person I've ever met in my whole life. I feel sorry for him. He waits outside the school. Oh, that's best bitter, that is. But it don't matter. Even if the council were to see this film, they'd probably tell me off this video. Because it don't matter what you tell them. I got this. No, I better not say anything about that. That's a bit personal. Somebody died. I don't want to sort of talk about them. He even had a go at her. Yep, so it's the van today then. Yeah. Sorry, I'm still thinking about my bloody neighbour. I know damn well when I go out he's going to start. I do ignore him. I ignore him all the time. When I say to people, he's just called me a C, they look at me in disbelief, as if I'm a nutcase. But Clem's enraged about it. He's really upset that councilwoman ain't said nothing. I said to him, I'm going to ring the council about that and tell them. But it wouldn't make any difference. They wouldn't believe me if I rang them. I could go on a lie detector machine and pass, which I would. And they still wouldn't believe me. Awful. You better hope I don't get the death sentence, because if I do, then he's got it, and all I can tell you. No, I didn't mean that. You can't say things like that. I tried to play the guitar when I got home. Because when you play the guitar, I've only been playing about 10 years. 15, well, 12 maybe. 12. So I was getting quite good. But now I'm getting quite bad because of my hands. Try and do the bar chords. And I tried for about 5 minutes last night. And as you know, if you've got pains in your hands and you set them off, the pains come up your arms and all. Yeah, you kick your toe, it goes up your leg when you get older. So I couldn't really do it. I tried to do Hotel California. I know it's on the bar chords, but it should have been relatively easy. But after about 30 seconds, boom. I'll try again today. I've tried a pick, but you still got to grab hold of the pick, you see. With my hand, that swells up just there. Oh. Yeah. That's a shame. I knew an old boy, you know. I met him on the holiday camp, because I used to live on a holiday camp. Well, it was a chalets, you know. 7 years I was there. And he was one of the people that owned one of the chalets. But they lived in Holland, him and his wife. Lovely people. Again, I've met them. But he played in an orchestra all his life. That's all he ever done, was play the guitar in a jazz orchestra. Couldn't say anything. Anyway, I got talking to him, told him I was learning to play, and he started coming out with these big words, you know, like, you know, all that. And he said I'll come round and have a look, but I can't do a lot because of my hands. He went, oh my God, you should have seen his hands. I'm moaning about mine, but every bleeding joint was swollen up. Anyway, he was about 80, getting on a bit. He come round, lovely old fella, really nice. And he picked up one of my, that Tanglewood, old Tanglewood I got up there. And he's playing with it. And he couldn't, he said it breaks my heart. He was heartbroken because he couldn't play the guitar. But him not being able to play was better than me being able to play. He was so gifted. Yeah, jazz band he was in. He said, that's the one thing that's really got me in life is my hands. Because the guitar was all his whole life. So what he did, he said, I'm going to buy a piano. He said, there's one for sale at Disc. It's auction room. DIS, Disc auction rooms. So he went there to have a look round and he found his grand piano. I think I was telling Noel about it. And he found his grand piano and he bid for it, got it for 600 quid. Which I tell you, it's pretty good, isn't it, for a grand piano? But he had to get it back to Holland. So he borrowed somebody's trailer. This man's 80 years old. He could play the piano, but he wasn't gifted, but he could play that better. So he was going to learn a little bit more to do with music. Same words, same chords, but different. The guitar's, I think, harder. Although the piano seems hard to me. Anyway, towed it all the way back to Holland, this guitar. Towing a guitar back to Holland. Yeah, this piano. And he rang up these people about the trailer and they said, oh, you're too far away, keep it. He could be dead. I'm going back 10 years now. Yeah. Oh, lovely. I used to love it when they used to come over. They'd come over for a fortnight and stay in the chalet. And I'd walk by with a dog. But his whole life was the guitar. And if you ain't got a guitar when you're so gifted, you would be upset, wouldn't you? Anyway, waffled on enough. More waffle. More about my neighbour, wasn't it? Oh, I'm dreading going out there. See, when I go out to the van, I have to keep walking back and forth. And he sits at his window. And he's put this stuff on his windows. Oh, it looks scruffy. That you can see out, but you can't see in. And he sits behind this stuff, watching. And if somebody walks by, fuck off. Yeah, it's like that. Oh, F off. But you've got to turn a blind ear. Someone said he's a bit backward. I don't care if he is backward. Not after what he's done. You know what he done one day? I went out there, there's a big scratch along the side of my little white van. Big blue scratch. Right away along it, basically. Well, halfway. No, it was. About 6 foot. And it was blue. The same colour as his scooter. So, I actually rang the police. They sent me a letter back saying knock for knock in the car park. I think they got the wrong idea. I mean, it wasn't knock for knock. He went into my bleeding. Anyway, tells a neighbour how he did it. And he said to the neighbour, you can tell him and all. What he done, he got so close to my motor, he scraped my little white van. Ollie, what are you doing? What are you doing, Ollie? He's pushing up against me because he loves me. Yeah, he scraped my little van with his scooter. What he was trying to do, he got too close because he was chucking bread on top of my van. I couldn't even make this up, could I? Because he wanted to see the seagulls, and they come down like flocks, shitting and everything. He wanted to see the seagulls on my van, just to cause trouble, because then they poo all over it. Complete and utter troublemaker. I told the council and the police. The police come round and had a look at it. But have you got no proof? I said, that paint come off of that scooter. So they had a word with me, said he didn't do it, and that was the end of it. So he get away with it. He was talking to the new neighbour one day, and he was in his garden, and he was sparring, throwing his fists about. I'm going to give him this, I'm going to give him that. And he looked handy, I'll tell you. Because he said he belonged to that Bethnal Green boxing club. And he did look handy. But I sort of giggled. Thought you know, I knew he was on about me. And this new neighbour was listening. Anyway, she soon cottoned on and started talking to me instead. Anyway, on that day, I went out to take the dog out about an hour and a half later, and he'd thrown an egg. Well, no one else threw it. It could only be him from his front garden. And it hit my step wagon again. It hit me little white van. And it was all running down the window, as it does. And I had to giggle about that. You know, I cleaned it off. But I was thinking, God, if he's having egg and chips tonight, he's got no eggs left. That's what was going through my mind. And I told everyone, and we were just all laughing about it, throwing an egg at the mower. I mean, thank God he won a brick, but that's the sort of person he is. Anyway, it's 5 o'clock now. I've been waffling now for 26 minutes. And I will say goodbye. What day is it? It's Wednesday, isn't it? I should have my internet come today. And the stove's supposed to be coming. The log burner. So if I get everything out, clear it all out, set where the burner's going. But I've got a funny feeling it's going to come and it ain't got a flue on it. So I've got to buy the flue separate. We'll see. I'll update you on that exciting news. It's riveting, isn't it? Who would say that? Oh, Chip says that, doesn't he? Oh, did you watch him the other night doing his pie? That was good. He's a nice chap. Right. I want to get out as quick as I can. I've got so much to do, I think it's going to actually be 2 weeks. But what I'll do, I'll have a film around Great Yarmouth, Gorleston Seafront, if you've got the time. All right then, I'll love you and leave you. And if you can't be good, be bad.